They say the most painful tears are the ones a mother sheds in silence, and Catherine, a widow of 4 children, knew this too well. After her husband died of a strange sickness that drained everything they owned, she swore with trembling lips that her first son, John, would rise. He would become the light that would lift his siblings. She poured her soul into him, working endless days and nights, cleaning offices, selling food by the roadside, washing clothes for wealthy families, even selling her last wrapper just to pay his fees. And John never disappointed. He passed his exams with brilliance, gained admission into banking and finance, and graduated with pride. Mama John's hope grew wings. She believed her suffering had finally come to an end. But sometimes, hope turns to heartbreak. After his 1 year of national service, John returned home not with a job, but with a young woman he called his fiancée. Catherine stood speechless, shattered, confused. This was not the plan. Her younger children still needed school fees, but John insisted on marriage. Against his mother's will, he married Ada. And when they moved in together, it was Mama John again who carried the load. Ada soon became pregnant. John was still jobless. Ada, too, did nothing. Every day they ate from Mama's pocket, the same mother who had labored all her life. John refused small jobs, saying, "I'm a graduate. I can't lower myself." But pride feeds no one. Hunger and shame spread through the house. The siblings began to resent him, and Catherine's back bent lower and lower under the burden. Then one day, Ada went into labor, and there was no money for the hospital. Mama John sold her last gold earring and rushed her to the clinic. The baby was delivered safely, but weeks later, her tired body finally gave way. She collapsed on the street while hawking food to keep them alive. John ran to her side, but the woman who had carried his world was gone. At that moment, his eyes opened. He realized the weight of his foolishness. He wept bitterly at her grave, his cries echoing through the empty compound. After Catherine's death, life began to show John the true meaning of karma. The job he waited for never came. Every interview ended in disappointment. His certificates gathered dust. Friends who once praised him stopped answering his calls. Ada's little business failed before it started. Their baby fell sick often. Bills piled higher than their roof. The same pride that made him reject small jobs now made him too ashamed to beg. He started borrowing money to feed his family, until no one trusted him anymore. Each night he sat outside their small room, haunted by his mother's voice, "Never forget the hands that raised you." Meanwhile, the younger siblings Catherine left behind began to find favor. Ada II won a scholarship through her school's outreach program. She studied hard, graduated, and got a good job with an NGO. Chiamaka III became a talented tailor and opened her own small fashion shop. And little David, the last-born, was selected for a government youth program. Step by step, they rose. They helped one another. They lived by their mother's lessons: humility, unity, and prayer. But John watched from the sidelines. His pride, once his crown, had become his curse. He remembered the nights his mother stayed awake fanning him while he studied, the meals she skipped so he could eat, the wrappers she sold to pay his fees. Now all he had was regret, and a picture of her smiling face. One evening he walked to her grave, knelt down and whispered through tears, "Mama, I see it now. I chased the wrong things. I forgot the hands that raised me." The rain fell softly, washing his face like forgiveness he did not deserve. They say karma doesn't always strike with thunder. Sometimes it teaches through emptiness. John lost everything, but through his fall, his siblings learned humility, gratitude, and grace. Whichever way you see it, the message remains the same. Never forget the hands that raised you. Because a parent's sacrifice is priceless. A child who honors them will find blessing, but the one who forgets them will carry the heavy burden of regret.